Yo, what's up everyone, Relentless here, and today we are going to take a look at some of the most common backliners in Axie Infinity. Now, there are a lot of other builds out there that you can use. These are just the ones that I usually see the most when I go in Arena. So we will start with this one, Birds. Birds are like the glass cannon in Axie Infinity, and with this build, we will need Blackmail, Dark Swoop, Egg Bomb, and All Out Shout. This build is mainly focused on targeting the fastest enemy using the Dark Swoop skill and then combining it with the high damage cards. This combo will usually take out the birds, beasts, and also some aquas if they do not put up some shield. Reptiles will be a lot harder to backdoor because they have a lot of HP and shield, and they can also have sticky goo which can stun you. Some cards might also stop this combo, like Anesthetic Bait, which will also stun you when you attack them. Another purpose of this build is so that you can sacrifice the bird. As you may know, birds are not so great when it comes to 1v1 because they have a very low HP and a very low shield. So sometimes it is better to use the Egg Bomb and let your midline go 1v1 in the late game. So to wrap it up, with perfect timing, you can take out the damage dealer on your opponent's team, and you can also sacrifice the bird when you feel like it is more beneficial to go 1v1 with your midliner instead of this. Now, the second most commonly used backliner is an Aqua with 4 damage cards. Aquas are great because they have a lot of damage potential and they are fast and have a much bigger HP than birds. They can also outspeed them using some cards. So with this build, we will need Swift Escape, Star Shuriken or Membrane, Koi, and for the mount part, you can go with any aquatic class mount card. This build is mainly for a high damage output using Swift Escape and Koi to make sure that you always go first. Star Shuriken is great because it can prevent your enemy on going to last stand, especially the beast class, as long as you bring their HP to 0 using this card. One of the disadvantages of this build is that it doesn't have a 0 cost card. All of its cards cost 1 energy, which means you will need to be efficient with your energy, especially when up against Terminators or some other class that have disables. Another weakness of this one would be Gravel Ant users, which disables your melee type skills. You only have one skill that is range, and all the other ones are melee. Now the third one is going to be a Terminator. For me, these are one of the most annoying backliner in Axie Infinity because they have a lot of disables or stun, and even a slow debuff. For this build, you will need Sticky Goo, Chomp, Mystic Rush, and Allergic Reaction. Sticky Goo will stun your enemy when they break your shield. Chomp will also stun them when you combo it with 2 cards, and that is why the Mystic Rush is beneficial for this build because it costs 0 energy, which means most of the time you will have your enemy stunned or even slowed. Allergic Reaction is great also because it gets a bonus damage when your enemy has a debuff on them. This goes in synergy with your skills that mainly stuns the enemy or apply a slow or speed minus on them. This build can also put up a decent amount of shield. That's why this build is so great at 1v1 in late games. The fourth one is still going to be a Terminator, but this time it's going to be a Dusk class. Now, why is this greater than the Reptile? If you pay a close attention to the speeds here, you can see that this Reptile one is a lot slower compared to the Dusk. So that makes this class better because it will outspeed the reptiles and the beasts. And you will also have maybe a better HP compared to some reptiles. The only downside with this build is that they are a lot more expensive than the reptile ones. As you can see here, 0.28 right now. This one is 0.49. So with this build, it's basically the same as the Terminators. You will need Sticky Goo, Chomp, Mystic Rush, and Allergic Reaction. And then you will also have the same weakness, which is going to be the Gravel Ant users. Another builds that you can find are going to be reptiles again, but this time with Croc instead of Sticky Goo. This will give another speed minus debuff potential that you can use along with the Mystic Rush. And it will also give you a range card when dealing against Gravel Ant users. Mainly you will want to save your range card on 1v1 or in the late game for you to be able to fight the Gravel Ant user. Now another alternative to that is going to be the Tri Spikes, which will target the enemy with the lowest shield when comboed with 2 other cards. This one will not give you a slow, but will give you a backdoor potential. Again, this one is a range card for the Gravel Ant users. And then another alternative is this one. This one is Snail Shell, all melee again. But this one without the Allergic Reaction. Instead, you have Tiny Dino, which will deal a lot more damage after round 4. Another alternative is going with Dusk again. Now this one is not that great because it has 42 speed. Basically you want at least 46 for it to be effective. Again with the Nile Strike, as I explained before. And the last one is going to be the Gravel Ant Sticky Goo combo. And for this example, we have a Bug Glass with Sticky Goo, Kotaro Bite, Third Glance, and Numbing Lacretion or the Gravel Ant. This build is great especially against Terminators because, as you may know, all the skills of the Terminators are all melee, which means that they will all be disabled by the Gravel Ant. We have chosen Kotaro Bite on this one to generate more energy, and also Third Glance to discard some of your opponent's cards, but you can change them for a higher damage cards depending on what's available in the market. Right now this one is selling for 0.3. It's quite expensive, but if you are just tired with the Terminators that you see in the arena, I would recommend this one. So those are the most common backliners in Axie Infinity. If I have missed some of them, let me know in the comment section down below, and I will do an update on this video. Also, if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you will not miss any uploads that I make. Thank you guys so much for watching, have a great day, and stay safe.